Here are 7 tips that will help you resist junk food and change your dieting forever. But who am I to tell you anything? Well, I went from this to this, then this to this. I've been building muscle and losing weight for the past 5 years quite successfully. I'm not here to preach anything to you, I'm just here to give you my life experience so you can pick and choose what you want to add into your own life. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1, keep food out of the house. Don't buy it, or if your parents still buy your food for you, just keep it out of sight. I've never understood the idea of people trying to get in shape or lose weight, but then when you come to their house, they have a freaking cookie jar on their table. I mean, every single time you walk by it, you are going to be craving the food. It's like an alcoholic putting a whole bottle of whiskey on their table just to walk by it every time and deeply crave it. Why not just make it easier for yourself? Hide it or don't buy it in the first place. If you really want it, you're gonna have to force yourself to drive all the way to the store to buy that junk food. And if you still do that and go all the way to the store, then I guess you were really craving it, and at that point, who really cares? Just put as much friction as you can between you and the food that you don't want to eat. Number 2, fill up on high volume, low calorie foods. Eat more fiber. What really helped me when I was losing weight is I ate like a kilogram of carrots per day whenever I was just chilling and wanted to snack on something. If I was playing a game, instead of snacking on very high calorie foods, I would instead chop up carrots and eat that as well. Find a low calorie food that you like and incorporate it into your diet as much as possible. Number 3, eat more protein. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient per calorie. Fats may be more satiating, but fats have more than double the calories of protein. So per calorie, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat like 500 calories worth of lean meat, but it's a real struggle. If you want to be less hungry, which will in turn reduce cravings, just up the protein in your diet. Try to shoot somewhere for around 1 gram per pound of body weight, but personally I have gone above this. I've went up to 300 grams of protein per day when I was in the peak of my dieting phases. There's no research to suggest that high protein diets are bad for you. Of course, you're gonna have to stick to your calorie goals, but if you up your protein, you're less likely to have cravings for junk food. Number 4, track your calories. You want to keep yourself accountable when it comes to what you're eating. A lot of people, what I realize is they're very cognizant of their diets, but when it comes to eating junk food, they space out, they zone out, they don't track it, they don't even consider what they're eating, and then gorge themselves with a bunch of food. What I want you to do is next time, if you're ever craving junk food and you cave in and eat it, at least track it down. If you track the rest of your calories, then please track the junk food. It will make you feel a little bit worse in the moment, but as your accountability increases, over time, you're going to eat less and less junk food. Number 5, make healthier versions of junk food. I absolutely love ice cream, and when I was dieting, what I had to do instead was make a lower calorie version of ice cream. Of course, it's not going to taste as good, but if it tastes 80% as good, then I was satisfied. But I would make this weird ice cream concoction where it was like frozen fruits and ice cubes, and it wasn't really the best, but it was the closest I can get to and still be low enough in calories. Instead of eating pizza, maybe try thin crust pizza that you make yourself at home with more meat and more vegetables. This made a giant difference in my diet, and I'm just as sure it will for you as well. Number 6, sleep more. There are countless studies now showing that just 1 night of poor sleep will send your hunger hormone ghrelin through the roof. I mean, this is no joke. Try to shoot for 8 hours of sleep, which correlates around to 9 hours in bed. The first thing that I did when I went on my weight loss journey is I fixed my sleep. I started going to sleep at 9 and waking up at 6. That just seemed to be the best thing for me, and it made a huge difference in my cravings. Overall, the more sleep deprived you are, the more likely you are to cave into junk food cravings. Your motivation is far lower, your willpower is lower, your discipline is lower, everything gets worse with less sleep. And lastly, number 7, eat nutrient-dense foods. Calories do matter, of course. If you eat less calories, you're going to lose weight, but the one thing that I've found is if you sacrifice micronutrients for calories, it's going to come back in the form of cravings. If you're not getting all your vitamins and minerals in, you're going to start craving weird foods. And a lot of these weird cravings are going to come in the form of junk food cravings. So what I realized is if I ate more nutrient-dense foods, such as beef, very high vitamin vegetables, I was able to emotionally and physically feel better, which then reduced my junk food cravings. Now, a bit of real talk, we don't have to be 100% on point with our diets all the time. Try to implement a few of these tips, and little by little, over the months, over the years, you're going to notice that it becomes way easier to resist the junk food. It's going to take a while. So don't expect overnight results, but as long as you slowly implement these tips, you should be on your way to having a much healthier diet. If you're ready to take the first step, press the first link in the description and join our free Skool group. Here you will meet like-minded people and get more direct help from me and our community. If I give you any value within this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.